So what we've done is we put a full screen together of what we consider the 4 best trios, attacking trios across Europe right now. Barcelona with 20 goals, Bayern with 18, Liverpool with 15, and Real Madrid with 13. Craig, let's start with you. Take the goals out if you want, keep them in if you want. Which 3 would you have? If I give you first pick, which 3 are you taking?
Well, see, that's a very convoluted question. Because if you gave me a pick of all those players, I would take the Real Madrid players. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind about that over a longer period. However, they have not, even though they've got 13 goals. If they had 18 goals and were slightly behind Barcelona, I'd still say they haven't been the best at the start of the season, because they haven't been. They've really struggled to gel. We cover La Liga every week, as you know, and it's been a big problem for Ancelotti at the start of the season, a big talking point about how does Mbappe fit in with this team that was wonderful last year with Rodrigo and Vinicius as a hybrid front 2 and Bellingham as the 10. Won the La Liga, won the Champions League. That's kind of been ripped up a little bit. Obviously, Elise at Bayern's gone in there and really taken to it like a duck to water. Liverpool have had a great start, but I think, goals apart, for me, there's been a return to form for Robert Lewandowski. After maybe many thought he was over the hill, there has been a return to form and consistency, real consistency from Rafinha, which is what they need in the wide positions. They've struggled with it. Ousmane Dembele could never give them that consistency. João Felix going in there could never give them that consistency. And then the wonderful, wonderful youngster in Lamine Yamal, who at 16 was at a Euros. He turned 17. He won the Euros. He started the season terrifically well. Great goals, great assists. Had the odd downtime in a game or two and was taken off. But that Barcelona front line for me has been the most impressive for all those reasons that I've just given you there.
When you look at 3 of the 4, LME, you see a focal point in attack. You see Lewandowski, the number 9 at Barcelona. You see Harry Kane, the number 9 at Bayern. You see Kylian Mbappe, who can come in off the left, but is playing in this system more of a kind of central role. Liverpool don't have that. It's Mohamed Salah that kind of provides a little bit more than he has been. Obviously, Man City don't make it because we haven't got 2 specifics this season as yet to go along with Erling Haaland. Do you think that having a focal point in attack is necessary to have the best 3, or do you think that Liverpool have shown with the guy coming in off the right-hand side that you don't really need someone, because Luis Diaz is the other one on the left-hand side that's come up with a few goals as well?
Yeah, 5 goals and an assist, by the way. He's only 3 goals less of his entire number from last season. So, I mean, I think the answer to your question depends a lot on strategy, because some managers, the way that they utilize a front 3 or even an attacking force is really mainly dependent on the movement and who you depend on more. I mean, but to answer the actual question, right, at this moment, the best 3, you have to think about the productivity throughout. And Craig's right now, Real Madrid, and by the way, who Mbappe didn't play against Atletico Madrid in the derby. They lost against Lille in the Champions League. And that game in particular really showed the lack of chemistry. They looked very detached. And I think Toni Kroos's absence, as we mentioned on this show, is a major component of that. The Bayern Munich example with Harry Kane, I mean, under Vincent Kompany, they love to score goals. But you take away those 10 goals from Harry Kane, and obviously that's a number that's different, and defensively they got to figure it out. To me, it's Barcelona right now. I agree with Craig. To me, that's the best front 3 right now. Robert Lewandowski, what he's doing at 36, 37 years old, 10 goals in all competitions is fantastic. Lamine Yamal, 4 goals and 5 assists, incredible. Rafinha has been so impressive. No other player in Europe's top leagues at this point has created more chances for their team than the Brazilian. And since Ter Stegen got injured, he took on the role of being the captain as well. He's really taken advantage of Ousmane Dembele's exit, and he's really impressed me. He's been very good in the international window as well. So I think at this moment, because of what Hansi Flick is doing with that front 3, and yes, there's a long season to go, but Barcelona are more disciplined and they work in conjunction with each other so well. So you got the goals from Lewandowski, you got the goals and assists as well from Lamine Yamal, and you got all the creativity from Rafinha. Everything is working in tangent as of right now, and to me, that's the most impressive front three right now.
Yeah, that's why Barcelona has a 3-point lead over Real Madrid. Just to end this segment with Craig, Real Madrid, obviously that first game against Mallorca, it was a bit dishevelled. No one really knew what they were doing. There was gaps for the Mallorca midfield. They got their tactics spot on in that game, and they realised that the attackers for Real Madrid weren't really tracking back or helping. Has that been rectified now that Mbappe's back in the last game against Villarreal? They go to Celta tomorrow, who are without a couple of suspended players. Have they got where they want to be with the front three in Bellingham, or is it still a work in progress?
No. I mean, I can't remember the last game, to be honest with you. This dastardly international break got in the way. My memory's been blurred.
They beat Villarreal 2-0 after that draw against Atleti and the defeat in Lille.
Yeah, I just think it's still a work in progress, particularly the better teams that they play. I think the tracking back is an issue, and I think the two worst for that were Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. I think Rodrigo will always sort of do his bit, but the other two can be a little bit lax at that scenario. I mean, Mbappe doesn't track back for France. If you don't track back for your country, what chance have you got? And it's something, Deschamps has admitted it. He's I just have to deal with it. So maybe Ancelotti can get him to work a bit harder. But yeah, they're just a work in progress. Obviously, they've got problems now at the fullback position with the injury to Dani Carvajal, who's out for the season. So yeah, there's a few. And the other thing is like we always talk about the front line for Real Madrid, but his bigger problem is finding the right balance in the middle of the park. With Luka Modric being in his late 30s and Toni Kroos having gone, I don't think Real Madrid's really figured out. Maybe they did that this part of the equation was going to be equally as tough as the front part. So it's been a nifty start to the season for them in terms of performance. They've picked up enough points that they're hovering around there, and that's fine. But if you actually look at the performances, in the most part, there's been only little sporadic moments within certain games where they've been exciting. A lot of the games it's been a struggle for them, and that's something that Ancelotti has pretty much admitted publicly to the media.
Well, they go to Balaidos on Saturday. It's the Saturday night game in Spain, and it's live with a half-hour build-up courtesy of ESPN FC from 2:30 Eastern on ESPN+. Then I'll be alongside Alex Pareja for commentary of Celta de Vigo taking on Real Madrid. Barcelona this weekend take on Sevilla on Sunday.